13U 2018 U.S. Open Basketball Championship. This championship game is between Wichita Select 2023 and Texas Elite Got Skills. They're ready to jump it up here for this 13U Stars Division Championship. I'm Scott McCauley along with Mike Walensky. And Mike, there's a look at the Wichita Select 2023 team. Not a very deep team. They will start 5 and they will have just a very light bench, but they have made it all the way to this championship game, and they have won some exciting close games to get here to this point. And that's the team that they'll take on, the Texas Elite Got Skills, a much deeper team. They have a lot more players on their roster. It should be a fun afternoon of basketball, and with the U.S. Open Basketball Championships, they changed the rules a little bit for some of these players. They're having an opportunity in this USA Basketball Festival to play for the first time with a 30-second shot clock. It's made for some good, fast-paced, entertaining basketball these last couple of days.
It has, and it's forced these teams to play real solid defense, whether it's man defense or whether it's zone or whether it's full court, to try to minimize the shot clock down to force the offense to kind of speed things up. But these are two really good basketball teams. Wichita Select came up with an opening 63-52 victory over D-School Elite. And since then, victories over Indy Hoops Academy. The AGB Hawks are a really good basketball team out of Iowa, I know that. And reading KTB, that was a good victory for them to come into the championship. They've got their hands full with Texas Elite because maybe one of the better players throughout the country at this age level, Cordelius Jefferson. He was a tournament MVP in the Dallas-Fort Worth Spring Showcase, scoring 21 points. He's 5'10", he can play guard forward. He's a tough one to handle. Yeah, 13U is our U.S. championship here today, and you are in this tournament based on age, not based on grade. So they do everything by age. We do work under some modified FIBA, International Basketball Federation rules for this event, and USA Basketball believes that this is really the first true youth basketball tournament in the United States to play under FIBA rules, and the rules have been slightly modified due to age level. They do include the 30-second shot clock. Timeouts are called directly to the scorer's table, and other rules make it free-flowing. One of those rules is a timeout may not be called during game flow. That's kind of nice. So when you will see some of these players perhaps in a trap or a difficult situation, they will just have to get out of there, and they'll have to make things happen as we get ready for tip-off between this 13U USA championship game. We'll get an opportunity here to say hi to the folks. There's Mike. I'm Scott. We're ready for basketball here at a tremendous facility here in this field house. We are actually at the Indiana Pacers Athletic Center Grant Park Court. This is where they hold the championship games, but there are 6, 7, 8 courts. As a matter of fact, we just received word we're waiting on the officials for this one to wrap up another game that they have going on. This is what it's been like since Thursday. It was a round-robin tournament for these programs on Thursday and Friday, and then they went to the brackets after that to get us to the championship game. There's been a lot of basketball played, a lot of travel, but these teams are really seasoned. Texas Elite, by the way, got its skills formed several years ago. It's a Christian-based team from Arlington and Mansfield, Texas. And without talking further about KJ Jefferson, they've got some really good ball players in TJ Sherman and also Sherman. But let's take a little bit look at Wichita, because they're a basketball team, though underhanded, don't have as many players. They're awfully good, well coached.
And here is the starting lineup for the Wichita Select 2023 team, coached by Jeray Matthews. Martin Shetler is also on that bench. So here we go. Will Ancio, number 0. There's the big guy in the middle. He's in there. Isaiah Atwater, number 3. Brady Strauss, number 21. Caleb Brown. And then finally Eli Shetler is on that squad as well. So you're right, a thin bench for the Wichita Select 2023 team. But what an experience for them to get this opportunity to play in this championship team. And here is the Texas Elite Got Skills starting lineup. You'll start with Cordelius Jefferson, number 23. Then you have Todd Birch Jr., Sterling Butler, Marcel Sherman, and then number 0, that's Javian Taviano, who will wear number 0 for the squad as well. Should be a lot of fun, and this festival has done an outstanding job scheduling-wise. Obviously, one school from Wichita, one school from Texas. We just completed the girls 13U National Championship, the U.S. Open Championship game. One of the schools from Seattle, Washington. The other from Huntsville, Alabama, the winner of that 13U. They do a really good job here at USA Basketball, spacing things out. They do not put too much fatigue. They hold lots of camps here during this festival as well. It's a great opportunity for the kids just to hang out with other kids from around the country to get this opportunity to play in this championship game.
I tell you what, Texas Elite is a team that really likes to run up and down the court. As you take a look at them, averaging 65.5 points per game this year due to their high flying, and they like to get to the rim. So I think in terms of tempo, if Wichita can control the tempo in this basketball game, we're going to see a great outing. As you mentioned, teams have come from all over the country, Yuma, Arizona, from New Mexico, and USA Basketball does a great job because every coach here is licensed, and when you have great coaches who are licensed, these kids learn. And I know that Don Showalter, longtime coach in USA Basketball, coach for many years in the state of Iowa, has made an impact on these youth too. They are learning the game of basketball, and they're going to be able to translate that into the high school and collegiate game, and hopefully somewhere along the line in world basketball, whether it's the NBA or European hoops.
Just to repeat what Mike says, in addition to following established development standards and using modified international rules, the U.S. Open Basketball Championships requires all coaches to possess a valid USA Basketball coach license. And the purpose of the tournament is to provide young people the opportunity to compete in a fun, safe, and developmentally appropriate environment in order to elevate the game for all. And we are moments away now from the 13U championship game. Here's a look at the officials. It will be Mitch Storm, Marquise Wynn, and then Charles Bethel, who will be handling this 13U game, and they are wrapping up another game, and they will jog across this terrific facility and then get ready for a game here today. Unless, Mike, you want to jump out there for the next 60 seconds or so, handle the tip, and then just get this baby going. What do you say?
Unfortunately, I can't keep up with these kids. We'll have to go down to the U8s because at U13, these kids are really moving it up and down the court, and I suspect with that 30-second shot clock, we may see, much like in the women's championship, or the girls' championship for that matter, earlier today, a lot of full court pressing and a lot of movement of the basketball. And here comes our final official heading towards the court. And
here are our gentlemen that have made it. And all right, fellas, you just wrapped up another game. Let's keep it going because there is constant basketball here at the Grand Park facility and the field house in Westfield, Indiana. Games have been going since Thursday, and for the 13U, they conclude with this U.S. Open championship game. Will Ancio will jump in the red for Wichita Select 2023, and it will be Marshall Sherman jumping for Texas Elite Got Skills. They are in the gray. Wichita is in the red, and tap controlled, but a quick giveaway by Texas Elite.
Caleb Brown did a good job, number 23 in the red, as you take a look at him, getting in the way of a Texas player, knocking it off his hand. They get the basketball. Isaiah Atwater, number 3, he's a good point guard. Be interesting to see him match up here today.
Wichita Select working against a 2-3 zone defense employed by Texas Elite Got Skills. Shot clock is at 15. 30-second shot clock does have an impact on the flow of the game and to change a bit for the kids. Here's a transition breakaway, and the layup is good for Javian Taviano.
We talked about Texas Elite really likes to get up and run, averaging over 65 points. That's the reason why one of them they pressure at half court.
They give it away. Texas Elite now with their first offensive set after grabbing a transition bucket. A 3 near side off the mark. Weak side board grab by Brady Strauss.
Strauss did a good job of balancing there and coming up with the basketball and then protecting it.
Floater off the back iron. Good look, though, by Isaiah Atwater.
Jefferson averaging well over 20 points a game, number 23. He's a really good perimeter shooter.
And a nice spin move and a floater is good. How about the look by Sterling Butler?
Sterling Butler, an important part of this basketball team. Coach Birch talked about the fact it's not just 2 or 3 players, it's their entire team. It's enabled them to have some success.
Unable to handle the pass was Caleb Brown, knocked out of bounds. Wichita Select will maintain possession.
Wichita has some size inside with Will Ancio, number 0. Let's see how Texas handles them. They'll probably try to double him up down on the post.
Atwater with the basketball. Near side three, too strong. Ancio has the rebound, last touched by him.
Good no-look pass by Atwater on the wing. The shot was just pushed up a little bit too hard. And Texas Elite got skills with the basketball, looking to work this against that 2-3 zone.
Off the mark, offensive rebound. Texas Elite turns and fires. That shot missed by Marshall Sherman. Here's Wichita Select up ahead. Transition, Atwater has the shot erased. Open look. Too strong off the arms of Javian Taviano.
You can already see why Jefferson's an outstanding player, number 23 for Texas Elite. Nice soft passing, good looking at the basketball court. Traviano just a little bit too hard.
Nice save by Bridie Strauss in the backcourt to give this possession to Wichita Select. Open floor, Todd Birch is able to drop it in. So the game's first 6 points all belong to Texas Elite Got Skills.
Good effort by Jefferson getting the ball up to Birch. Birch had 20 points in that Dallas-Fort Worth championship that they had. There's Atwater with a nice three. He's an awfully good-looking kid at point guard. A little bit undersized. He'll grow, but he's got great effort.
The 13U U.S. Open Championship game. Texas Elite Got Skills with the basketball. Boy, high for the rebound, but unable to grab it was Sterling Butler. Brady Strauss with the basketball. Has the ball ripped from behind.
And a nice effort there by Taviano coming from the backside. You have to be strong with the basketball. A lot of pressure at this championship level.
Taviano dribbles in, 16-foot jump shot off the front of the rim and a whistle underneath. We will play 4 8-minute quarters, a 30-second shot clock. Throughout the first half, there will be 2 60-second timeouts, and there will be 3 60-second timeouts in the second half. And a timeout may not be called during game flow and may not stop live action on the court.
Caden Booker back in the ball game. He's matched up with the big guy inside, Ancio.
Little too strong on the entry pass.
Yep. Texas Elite doing a good job fronting those post guys and forcing some bad passes early on in the ball game. The one thing I've been impressed so far early on for Coach Birch's ball club out of Texas is they've been very efficient with the ball and they have taken good care of it. They are not looking to score quickly here, looking for the best shot.
Both teams settling into a 2-3 zone in the opening minutes. Approaching the midway point of the first quarter. Rebound underneath by Ancio after the missed three by Jefferson. Texas Elite, though, applying the pressure. You only have 10 seconds to get it across court. Step says a little foot drag by Eli Shetler before he hit the three, turns the ball over.
That's a shame because Shetler had a nice open shot on the wing. He just heard some footsteps, dropped the pivot foot, and traveled.
And as we reach the midway point, we take the first of those 2 60-second timeouts. Here's a look at some of the opening highlights between Texas Elite and Wichita Select. The first 6 points of the game belong to the team in the gray uniforms.
That was a nice shot by Sterling Butler. Now Atwater on the other end. The ball was rejected by Sherman. Atwater, as little as he is, he doesn't give up much ground. He's very intense. He's a very good basketball player, but there's some nice shooting there by number 7. Todd Birch Jr. can score in the 20s for Texas Elite. And Atwater again from the left wing, a nice jump shot and nothing but net.
So it's 6-3. Texas Elite Got Skills. Todd Birch, coach. Brady Robinson assisting. Wichita Select 2023. Jeray Matthews. Martin Shetler helping out as well. Texas Elite with the basketball and a 3-point lead.
I think what you'd like to see with Jefferson here, number 23, is have him take the basketball to the rim. He's a lot better closer to the rim than taking that stand-up jump shot that he takes from the outside. He has not yet perfected that shot.
Turnaround jumper off the mark by Taviano.
Brown with a nice rebound again. Good position inside for Wichita.
Ancio drives in and is able to still maintain possession after the contact and finish.
Taviano got behind him. He didn't have his feet set defensively, had to foul him, and he finished as he take a look at this down the baseline. The big number 0, late on the help, fouled on the shoulder, and one.
Nice job by Ancio to keep possession. Looking to tie this game up. Off the mark. Rebound, though, by Wichita Select. Fresh possession. Strauss trying to maintain possession. Wichita Select. This ball is all over the place, and Texas Elite comes out with it. Look at the handles of Taviano. Taviano then draws contact, and the whistle is on Caleb Brown.
Impressive ball handling by Taviano, but also impressive defensively by Brown, number 23. Look at him get back, even though he picked up the foul, but a good job of hustling because Taviano had a chance to score over the top of Atwater.
Floater off the mark. Taviano goes up for the board. Tie up underneath.
One thing about this Texas basketball team, Scott, they do a good job of spacing the basketball. There's a lot of room to pass the basketball. They don't put themselves in a position where they're going to get the basketball trapped very often. Good job of coaching by Todd Birch.
Jack Voth and Kellen Simino check into the game for Wichita Select. There's a nice inbounds play underneath in the bucket.
Todd Birch with another bucket as Elite trying to press in the backcourt, trying to change the tempo of this basketball game.
Ancio drives to the front of the rim and is able to finish.
Good job by the big man taking the ball to the rim. You have to make them pay off the trap.
2.5 remaining in the first quarter. 2 buckets in the early going for Ancio in the middle for Wichita Select. 2 buckets for that young man, number 7, for Texas Elite. A rare turnover for Texas Elite.
Yeah, Sterling Butler did a good job of breaking through in that defense, coming through the gap there, but he just threw it away. Did a good job breaking down the defense, but he turned it over.
Let's see if Wichita Select can grab their first lead of this 13U National Championship game, this U.S. Open Championship.
We got some size on top as James 99 checking the ball game.
Voth hits the deck, and the ball went out of bounds. He was looking for some contact after the ball flick. Voth turns it over. Caleb James, number 99, is in the game, working at that high post. Also just off the bench and firing up the shot, Tyler Burleson. Rebound, Ancio. Strauss has it picked away in the backcourt.
Good effort by Jefferson there.
Battle underneath, and Ancio pulls it away. Boy, good ball handling by Simino. Here's a 3, too strong by Voth. Simino nearly in the backcourt with the interception. Better be strong with your dribble.
You do, and you have to be careful right now. Pull the basketball out. Good job by Texas Elite, Todd Birch, slowing the game down. Boy, they are attacking both teams defensively. Quick hands.
Birch into the paint. Floater not there. Offensive rebound. Burleson kicks it out, and another bucket.
Nice shot by Tyler. Tyler Burleson, number 6. Good body control inside for the easy bucket. Now Brown on conversion. He got it.
First bucket for Caleb Brown.
Caleb Brown is a really good-looking basketball player at both ends for Wichita.
You see the time remaining in the first quarter. The shot clock right now is at 15.
Brady Strauss doing a good job defensively there.
Birch's shot erased by Ancio. Shot clock is at 8. Jefferson drives and bulls his way into the paint for the bucket.
That's where he's most effective. When he drives to the rim, he can really take advantage of his size and his strength.
8 seconds. Brown with a nice finish.
Brown, much like Jefferson, strong to the rim.
And on the floor, Strauss. And the first quarter comes to a close. An entertaining first quarter. How about the effort from both of these programs, Wichita Select and Texas Elite? 8 minutes complete after 1 quarter of play. Texas Elite leading by 1 in the 13U U.S. Open Basketball Championships.
Basketball has been a game changer for me.
It's helped me grow as a teammate and a leader.
By establishing standards for youth development, USA Basketball is making a difference for players of all ages.
Through education and training,
They're helping to make the game safer
and more fun. Make sure your child is taught the right way.
Ensure you're the best coach you can be.
To learn more, visit usab.com or download the USA Basketball mobile app.
Texas Elite 12, Wichita Select 11, and already we've had some creativity in this game. Watch this inbound by Birch. We were shielded by an official and really didn't see that play develop at all. But how about Birch, who has a couple of buckets? That's one of them, using the creativity. There's a 3, and 3 free throws will be awarded to Kellen Siminoa.
Simino did a nice job of sliding after that shot, and Jaden Robinson, number 24, did not think he fouled the shooter as he'll go to the line here. Let's take a look at this one. Yeah, it's contact after the shot, but maybe a little bit of a flop. Give him credit.
Here's a look at Kellen Siminoa, and there is Jaden Robinson, who committed the personal. Kellen's uncle, Mark Siminoa, played for the New Orleans Saints and won a Super Bowl with the Saints.
And I remember him collegiately, played at Kansas State on a team that was supposed to beat Purdue, and Joe Tiller's squad came in and rocked Kansas State in that one. They like those Boilermakers, and they've really come back this year too with Jeff Brom. Could be an interesting year in the Big Ten.
There was a stretch where Purdue was pretty much booked for San Antonio in that bowl game for a few years in a row. That was a great comeback win against Kansas State. Turnaround jumper not there. And the rebound taken off by Wichita Select, and now has the lead for the first time thanks to the 3 free throws. Voth, again, too strong from that corner. Rebound on the weak side, and here comes the push by Tyler Burleson. He lost the ball. Now the other way, Wichita Select. Siminoa off the mark. Good rebound underneath. Good box out by Marshall Sherman.
Yeah, Sherman did a good job of boxing out. And again, defensively, Wichita doing a good job of turning the ball over and getting a good look on the left wing.
Strauss wisely will let it go. And Wichita Select, with the 2-point lead, has the basketball.
Clearly a good matchup so far, because I think Brown, number 23, and Ancio, number 0, really give Texas some problems inside.
A 5-0 run for Wichita Select. Texas Elite yet to score in this second quarter. Only played 90 seconds. Boy, at half-court, ball nearly ripped away by Brown. Shot clock is at 13. Off the mark by Taviano. He wanted that ball too. He was calling for it. Here's Voth, spinning, lost it. And a double dribble. Yep, turnover.
Good call in the backcourt as Brian Hooper was forced on a double dribble there. Jaden Robeson did a good job defensively for Texas on that side of the court. But Wichita has control of the basketball. I tell you, Ancio is really making a difference on the defensive end. Texas is not even looking to get the ball inside against this big guy, and every time he hedges out, they reverse the ball the opposite way.
Atwater back into the game, the point guard. He handles the basketball right now. Shot clock is at 16. Fortunate to still have possession as Wichita Select. All right, cross-course pass intercepted. Here's Birch in the open court. Good defense to prevent Birch from doing much more than that. Jefferson drives, and he will shoot a pair.
And again, with Jefferson, he's the kind of basketball player that you got to let him take that perimeter shot. You can't play too tight on him. because what he did there is he took the ball to the rim and really created problems and drew the foul. Good job by Jefferson, number 23, Cordelius with 2.
His first points of the game for his head coach, Todd Birch. Jeray Matthews for Wichita Select.
Coach Birch's mantra is trust the process. He means that nothing's given to you, it'll not come easy, and believe in each other and understand your role.
Boy, walking up into a 3 and nailing it is Strauss.
Strauss understood his role there. He had a nice look from 3-point, lot of space, and dropped it home.
Boy, just out of the reach of Caleb Brown defensively. Strauss now, he tips that one away. Good effort on both ends.
Yeah, and when you're Wichita, Scott, you can stretch out your defense because you've got the big guy inside. They're taking some risks as you take a look at this youngster, number 21, Strauss. No help, drops it home.
Boy, that is today's game right now. That's a good shot to be able to step in to a 3-point shot like that. Ball deflected, last touched by Wichita Select.
You have to figure on that last pass was deflected that Marshall Sherman probably would have normally shot the ball, but he saw Ancio in the back of his head and said, I'm not shooting the ball over this big guy. I'm going to give it up.
Antoine Murillo, number 30, is into the game. He's trying to post up down low. Now he will come up and set the pick. Jefferson is able to hit it just as the shot clock expired.
Good shot by Jefferson. He got a screen at the top, slipped through, got some spacing, and dropped it home.
You know, this Texas Elite team, as you mentioned in the pregame, is averaging over 60 points a game. They have 16 right now as we approach the midway point of this second quarter. Jefferson has scored the last 4 points for Texas Elite. He has the basketball. He'll pull up a high arcing 3 is good.
And he'll drop it down from 3. He's feeling it right now. It's the second 3 from outside the range here.
So he's hit 2 at the line. He's hit a jumper, a mid-range jumper, and now he steps into a long 3. Ancio, tough turnaround off the mark. Rebound Jefferson.
Ancio got pushed out a little bit by Murillo. Good job defensively by number 30 for Texas Elite.
Jefferson guarded by Atwater in this 2-3 zone. That is a deep 3 that misses everything. Strauss trying to fight his way in. Ball knocked away.
And you can see Jefferson's confidence, and perhaps some people might say arrogance of a size advantage over Atwater, saying, I'm going to shoot over him anytime. And that one was short. But again, Strauss, good job of taking the ball to the glass and drawing the fouls. They reached in and grabbed his arm.
Yeah, Jefferson reached in and hit the arm. Now Brady Strauss to the line.
Strauss looks like to be a very good basketball player, and Scott, just looking at his build, he looks like he's due for a growth spurt. He's going to be a lot bigger than this. He's a very good basketball player, has good range, plays solid defense.
1 for 2 at the stripe. One thing that we have noticed in this USA Basketball US Open Championship, this tournament, is the ability for all players at all sizes to handle the ball.
Oh yeah, interchangeable parts.
Yep.
All 5 guys can handle, even the big guys.
Murillo unable to grab the pass. Here's Atwater up ahead. And then just off the hands on the turnaround, trying to tightrope along the sidelines.
Great hands by Strauss. Beautiful pass by Atwater, and unfortunate turnover.
As we get the 60-second timeout as we reach just beyond the midpoint of the second quarter, and that's what's been enjoyable about this is, you know, for kids, and you mentioned the growth spurt and the potential to grow, you don't want to limit someone just because they might already be tall at a certain age to just put them down to the post and they no longer have to work on ball handling, because what if they're done growing? At some point they'll have to learn that skill, and that's what's been great to see at all these different levels and all these different heights, is that each kid is able to handle the ball and bring the ball up the court. We really saw that in the 13U women's championship game with some terrific players doing that, as we see this run by Jefferson, number 23. That was a 3 that he hit as part of his own 7-0 run. And then he picked up the personal on that drive.
You talked about ball handling, but even Will Ancio, number 0, the biggest guy in the court for Wichita, can put the ball on the ground. And he's doing a real good job, and they do a real good job moving him around. He's not only posting up, but he's playing on the perimeter, setting screens. I think after this tournament over is concerned, he's going to probably like to take a day or two of rest. He works really hard. And here's another outstanding player. You take a look at number 23, Cordelius Jefferson, averaging over 20 points. And again, as I mentioned earlier, he has confidence to shoot the ball over the top of those smaller point guards for Wichita.
A 1-point lead for Texas Elite Got Skills. Jefferson, quick step baseline, and pushed as he went along that baseline.
And as Jefferson went down to baseline, Murillo was open, number 30, down on the left block, and he did not want to pass the ball to him. He was either going to take the ball to the rim and score or fish it back out to the wing, because I don't think at this point he feels like Murillo can shoot the ball efficiently.
Into the hands of Sterling Butler. Over to Birch. 2-3 zone defense by Wichita Select. Birch, a three off the mark. Weak side rebound grabbed by Sherman. His putback is not there.
Again, Strauss doing a really good job rebounding the ball, getting good position over Jefferson.
Oh, how about stepping into that shot and hitting that three is Eli Shetler.
Shetler, good follow through, good wrist control on that shot and dropped it home. That's a trifecta.
Takes that 1-point deficit and puts Wichita Select up by 2. Murillo kicks it into the corner.
And you can see Murillo not yet confident in his ability to score, because when he got the ball inside there, Scott, he should have just driven the ball to the rim and scored. Nobody was defending him.
Good floater by Butler, unable to get it to fall. Here's another three on the wing. Back-to-back threes in transition.
Fundamentally sound basketball. Look at that rim of the wrist action by Shetler. Nice job.
Jefferson trying to answer, rebound. And the miss will go out of bounds to Wichita Select 2023.
Nice shot by Shetler, dropping the ball off his fingertips. Let's take a look at this in transition. Look at that, right off his fingertips, and the wrist goes forward and right in the bucket.
His momentum carrying him forward, goes right into that shot. Well, here's back-to-back threes, and it's a 5-point lead right now. Another three!
Beautiful shot. They're really working it around the top of the perimeter, and there's a little physicality going on there between Brown and Taviano inside.
So Brady Strauss with his second three. That is 9 straight on long-range jump shots. Brown with the steal.
Again, Caleb Brown, very impressive on the defensive end.
This is a 10-0 run right now for Wichita Select. Ball fake, good defense.
They got a trap and nearly a travel there, and they're going to call foul. Reach in on Shetler, who was trying to get himself out of that double.
And a whistle underneath on that rebound. See if they put that on Brown. That'll be, I believe, his third personal if it is on 23.
Yep.
So that's 3 on Brown.
And there's been some pushing and shoving inside underneath the basket. The officials did a pretty good job of letting things go, but not in that case. They caught him red-handed with his hands on the back of a Texas player. And now here's Jefferson leading the charge.
So a 10-0 run right now for Wichita Select. Texas Elite looking to answer. Jefferson puts it on the floor. Tough 16-foot runner. Rebound by Voth of Wichita Select. Pressure in the backcourt.
Yeah, speaking of pressure, Wichita doing a better job as this game progresses, handling the pressure, getting good shots here.
Strauss steps into a three.
Wow.
That's his third.
He's hot. He is on fire here. They've got a big lead.
13 consecutive points right now for Wichita Select. And they've hit 4 consecutive threes. Taviano with the ball.
Texas has to be patient. They can't force the action here.
Under a minute to play before halftime, and there's a steal.
Strauss very active defensively. Good effort by number 21 in the red.
Strauss steps into a three, another one, too strong. Rebound by Cordelius Jefferson. Into the open floor, shot clock is off, and then Strauss bumps him.
And Jefferson's awfully good in the open court, and even though Strauss gets the foul, and he may be frustrated by that, that's probably the best thing to do to slow down this Texas ball club.
The shot clock is off. You see the time remaining. Pass deflected. Jefferson has it. He will want to take this all by himself. Over to Birch. Jefferson, long three. Rebound by Encio, and Wichita Select closes out the first half on a 13-0 run. We have reached halftime of the 13U U.S. Open Championship. Wichita Select on top of Texas Elite 30-19.
A coach will impact more people in 1 year than the average person will impact in their lifetime. No matter what you do or where you're at, you have an enormous responsibility and you have an enormous privilege to be a part of what we're doing here.
My biggest role model was my coach.
This is an enormously big deal that you get to be a part of, and it's exciting.
I'm Scott McCauley along with Mike Walensky. Texas Elite got skills, a team that's averaging over 60 points throughout this USA Basketball Midwest Festival, but they have 19 at the half, and the final 13 points of halftime belong to Wichita Select as they lead 30-19, and they stepped into some big threes, Mike, to get on that run and build what is now an 11-point halftime lead.
That was 1 3 from Shetler. Here's Shetler again from the left wing side. He's got great fundamentals with his hands and his ability to see the basket. And now here's Strauss stepping up for that three, and he's on fire, and he knows it. He's feeling it. Here's Strauss again. He's going to get another look. Coming across is Jefferson defensively. He knocks down another three. You can see the excitement, the emotion, and the fun that these young men are having with this 30-19 lead. They are playing really good basketball. They're forcing Texas into a two-man game offensively. Texas is not able to move the basketball inside. It's been mostly perimeter for this Elite Got Skills squad.
Yep, and we are at the half, and Texas Elite, looking up at that scoreboard, they're trailing 30-19. Wichita Select is out in front here in the 13U U.S. Open Basketball Championships.
The USA Basketball Open Court program is designed to bring free play back to communities. We find a facility that's willing to open their doors for 12 straight weeks to allow kids just to come in and play. They don't have to register, pay a fee, or buy a uniform. USA Basketball finds the court monitors, and there's no coaching. Kids just come in and they drop in, kind of like we all played growing up.
To see some of the spark in some of these kids' eyes when they're out there on the floor, especially when you see them having success. I mean, that's a big motivation for me.
Everything we do at USA Basketball is designed to be based on fun, safety, and development. Our open court program is not competitive based. It's designed for you to be able to not just play basketball, but communicate. 2-3 weeks into the 12-week open court program, now children are forming teams on their own, communicating, working through problems. They get to come every week, and they earn points for coming. And they're allowed to exchange those points in for USA Basketball jerseys and hats and jackets and backpacks and other items. It's not just about basketball for us, it's about life skills that we can use basketball to impart.
He has a blast. He looks forward to every Monday. He asks me, is it Monday? Do I have basketball today?
We've been very excited that a large constituency has really embraced and adopted our open court program, and it's been wildly successful. Everything we do is designed to get them to enjoy basketball for life.
Welcome back to the 13U U.S. Open Basketball Championships along with Mike Walensky. I'm Scott McCauley. Wichita Select has the 11-point lead at the break. Mike, 6 threes. 4 of those coming in just the final 3 minutes as Wichita Select is able to close out the half on the 13-0 run. Both teams playing the 2-3 zone. Wichita Select's able to hit the outside shot right now. Texas Elite is not, and really their only ability to go inside on that 2-3 zone has been driving baseline from the top of the key, and they've been tough shots.
I think the difference maker is Ancio, the big guy for Wichita, because he's long and they're moving him around and defensively, both down on the blocks and at the top of the perimeter. The other thing is the ability to play defense. Wichita does a really good job locking down defensively, forcing Texas into a two-man game, and right now Wichita has to be feel very comfortable about the position they're in, but both these ball clubs can't overdo it. We've got plenty of time in front of us to get some good shots, get some good scoring, and make it competitive.
Cordelius Jefferson, number 23, leading scorer for Texas Elite with 7, while Brady Strauss has 10 for Wichita Select, to open up this third quarter with an 11-point lead. Taviano, good drive baseline, and a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play.
You have to force Ancio to play defense and pick up some fouls on him to set him down on the bench, and a great job by Taviano, showing some confidence, going right to the bucket, laying it up and in, and drawing the foul for an and one.
Their first point since Texas Elite led 19-17. Taviano unable to hit the free throw. Here's Strauss with the ball, puts his head down, little Euro step, and gets the roll.
Well, he's got some confidence coming in from the first half, not only his ability to taking the ball to the hoop, but also a couple of those threes that he's knocked down, and a lot of energy has come from that as they picked up that 11-point lead.
Got a shoe that needs tied. We just went with a single knot. Didn't know if that would be a double knot situation. Went with the single knot, did Marshall Sherman.
One thing about a good basketball team is how do you deal with adversity? Can you come back, or do you put your head down when you're down by 11 and let the other team take advantage of it? But here's Jefferson. He can make some things happen.
And Jefferson muscles his way in for the left-handed layup.
Great job by Jefferson in transition, but Texas has to get back. Brown, very good with the basketball.
Strauss, quick three, not there.
One of the things about Strauss is he did not follow his shot, and Jefferson came up with a rebound. Now they have numbers.
Texas Elite playing a little faster, a little more aggressive, down low, and unable to finish is Sherman, but he will head to the stripe for a couple.
And all it takes, as we saw in the first game with the under 13, the U13 girls, it takes one or two transitions, couple buckets, teams back in the action. And here, Texas has been able to get a couple three-point opportunities here. Good effort going to the rim. And free throws upcoming for Marshall Sherman.
Well, was that whistle on number 23, Caleb Brown? If that's the case, that's number 4 for him.
And Caleb Brown is a really, really good basketball player on both ends for Wichita. Offensively and defensively, they can't afford to miss him out on the basketball court. Although, if you look at the lineup right now, they've got 3 shooters on the court.
Marshall Sherman, number 21, 1 of 2. 5 points in just a minute 15 right now for Texas Elite.
Full court pressure also is going to force Wichita to think about how quickly they get the shot up with that 30-second shot clock. A lot of physicality at the top between Ancio and Marshall Sherman, number 21. They're letting him push and shove.
Settler, his little fall away at the side of the backboard. Ancio, the rebound, too strong. Jefferson runs into Strauss, shoulder to mouth, and they'll get Strauss for impeding the movement.
And Jefferson also shaken up along with Strauss as those two came in
full
contact
speed.
with each other. Look at this. Bam. That's a good call, as Jefferson was in control of the basketball, and now Texas has a chance to whittle this lead down again.
And Strauss will take a seat. Sterling Butler with the basketball over to Jefferson. Jefferson, no look underneath, and Ancio is able to defend the shot on Marshall Sherman.
Boy, Ancio has made a difference inside. They were looking for Birch to run the baseline inside for a little inside look, couldn't find him.
Nice little turnaround by Ancio, gets his own rebound, tries the drop step, and he picks up the personal.
Yeah, the drop step is something that you really have to work on there time and time again, whether you're a big man or a small man. That time, Good decision by Ancio to do that because it found him some space. Let's take a look. There's the drop step right there. Turns in towards the basket, fouled on his right shoulder. He'll go to the line for a pair.
He missed his only free throw attempt in the first half, finishing that first 16 minutes with 4 points.
Nice touch for this big man as you take a look at the Wichita bench and Coach DeRay Matthews. Well, he's got a nice ball club. That's the reason why these two teams are in the championship. From top to bottom, they can play some basketball at both ends.
Jefferson drive. Ancio meets him in the middle, and Jefferson finishes.
Great strength by Jefferson to finish. Great strength.
Both. Ball knocked out of bounds.
On this side, like the way Jefferson used his body not to reach in and foul. He went up vertically. Let's take a look at Jefferson on this drive. Get a nice head and shoulder fake, goes inside, uses his body, off the glass and in.
Here's a turnover in Texas Elite. Down by 11 at halftime. Creeping back into this third quarter, arcing three off the mark.
That may have been too quick there. He may have put it up a little bit too quickly. Wichita real good in transition.
Here's Voth in the corner. Voth, little runner is good.
Nice
His first
touch.
bucket.
They need all 5 guys to perform. When you get Voth scoring, that's a plus.
Swinging around, Butler will put up the three. No, and the rebound put back. Excellent job. Nice touchdown low by Marshall Sherman.
Sherman kind of cleared out some space for himself right before the shot. We didn't get a chance to see it very closely as there's a double dribble on the big guy.
Ancio loses the ball. 4:33 to play. We will have a timeout once we get under 4 minutes here in this third quarter. The 13U U.S. Open Basketball Championships, Wichita Select 2023. And the Texas Elite got skills.
Well, Texas Elite got skills. You have to figure that a lot of their points are ultimately going to come from Jefferson 23, what he does with the basketball.
There's a turnaround baseline jumper. That is good.
Wow. How do you like that? Burleson with a nice 9-footer.
He had one bucket in the first half. His first points here in the third quarter, and it's a 5-point game.
Ancio took the ball on the floor, and I think Sherman's going to get the fouls. He may have grabbed his wrist as he went up for a shot. Although, Scott, it looks like there's a foul on the floor instead of on the shot.
Ancio trying to get some position down low as Sherman defends him. They get it to Ancio, and Sherman ripped it away, and let's see what the whistle is this time.
Foul away from the basketball on Texas.
Let's Ancio try and battle down low against Sherman. They get it to Ancio. Nice play, and an and one. Really nice play down low. Ancio.
Great matchup because when you get the basketball with Ancio locked up with Burleson, he's got about a 7-8 inch difference.
Just a little defensive loss down low as Sherman had to move off of him with some of the switching.
That's a big bucket with 4:08 left.
Trying to push it back to an 8-point lead. Wichita Select led by 11 at the half. Trailed by 1 after 1 quarter.
And when you think of Texas averaging 65.5 points a ball game, you think that Wichita probably has done a really good job controlling tempo in this ball game because Texas is just at 30 right now, and we have just 4 minutes to go in the third.
Nice rebound underneath by Sherman, just missed it, and then Voth pulls it away. Well, for Texas Elite, here's Jefferson with the steal. Can't finish, still underneath. Look at all this contact down low. Caleb Brown with it, and Jefferson went over the back.
Wow, that time Jefferson gets whistled, and Brown nearly with a foul. And I think fatigue is starting to set in on this Texas team because you have to figure Jefferson, Scott, with a couple of those looks inside, probably would have finished. He looks a little bit drained.
Texas Elite trying to get back into this game. They trailed by 11 at the half. And Wichita Select and their head coach, Jeray Matthews, trying to implore his team to hang in there, especially on the glass right now. Here's how this third quarter has gone. A really nice floater by Jack Voth, his first bucket. And I think Sherman and Jefferson have done an outstanding job in this game, a way of cleaning up misses. Here's Sherman all alone underneath with the putback. They have really done a number on the boards offensively, just having some trouble getting some of those second chances to fall.
Well, somehow, some way, Texas has to find a way to get Jefferson on the block. He pretty much started him down on the top of the perimeter, and I said this a minute ago, it looks like he was really drained, so I think this timeout will be a real plus for Coach Birch and his club, particularly number 23, Cordelius Jefferson.
Now let's see how Texas Elite finishes this third quarter. They had 12 points in the first quarter. They finished with just 7 points in the second quarter, but were scoreless the final 2+ minutes. And here already, they have 11 points in this third quarter. So their next bucket, and it's hard to believe a team and Todd Birch's squad averaging 60 points a game. Once their next bucket and they score what could be 13 or 14 would be their highest output thus far in this championship game.
Caleb Brown, number 23, solid at the foul line here.
And he hits them both. Lead back up to 10.
Again,
quick little 5-0 run right now for Wichita Select.
Again, you've got Jefferson at the top. Now he's going to take it in.
Tough runner from 10 feet. Ball batted out. Texas Elite retains possession.
Tyler Burleson's come up with a few good rebounds and some nice short shots. But they have to find a way to put points on the board.
Nice
really
adjustment by Taviano to catch that ball. Shot clock right now at 10. Taviano will unleash a three off the mark. Rebound by Strauss. Strauss walked with it. Wanted to push it up court, did not see anyone. It would have been best just to hold that ball and let Texas Elite all just get back on their defensive side. Both will take a seat. Checking back into the game is Simino.
Anytime there's a substitution or stoppage of play, that is on a plus for Texas, because I think right now they are really dragging out here.
Jefferson will take a seat. Butler checks back in, number 5. Here's a good catch and shoot from the wing, off the mark, rebound by Caleb Brown. Good look by Brian Hooper.
It was a good look. He had good rotation on his shot too.
Ancio kicks it out. Atwater. Pass deflected. Good quick hands. Taviano trying to go coast to coast. Turns. And a foul. Atwater, even with his height, had all ball on that turn, but it happened before, and it was on, they said 23, Caleb Brown.
Taviano has been very aggressive offensively with the basketball in transition, goes up and gets a foul. And Scott, for whatever reason, in my mind, I'm thinking Orlando Woolridge. From time to time, every time Taviano gets the ball, I'm going to say, boy, that's Orlando Woolridge, but it's not.
Well, Caleb Brown just picked up his 5th foul. So now, Wichita Select is down to 6 eligible players in this 13U U.S. Open Championship game. Taviano missing the first.
I think that's where the 30-second shot clock starts to kick in, because it forces you to really play a lot harder, and you can't disguise it when you only have a guy sitting on the bench.
Atwater wants to attack. Good hands, knocking it away by Butler. Ancio gets rid of it to Strauss. Shot clock at 15. Boys, you play on these open gym festivals, your whistles and buzzers all around, and you have to try and focus on which one is your court on what you hear. Way up ahead and all alone, but off the mark. And a whistle as down on this end is Strauss.
Yeah, Strauss hit his head on the court. I think he got elbowed down to the hardwood, thought he was fouled.
It'll be Texas Elite ball underneath their own hoop with 2:07 to play. Now Strauss will have to come out, and this will bring up Eli Shetler.
It's not much of a choice.
There's Caleb Brown on the bench. He is already fouled out. take a look at this. Strauss will drive with the ball. He was matched up and going up against Caden Booker and just hit the deck hard.
Yep, got hit by Taviano.
Texas Elite missed a jumper. And Wichita Select has the ball and a 9-point lead. Here's Shetler with the handle.
Well, when you lose Strauss to the bench, and then Shetler comes in, he handles the ball very well, and you talked about how important ball handling is, Scott.
So Taviano reaching behind, clips the arm of Semino. That's the 5th team foul on Texas Elite. Semino will head to the line. They do reset the fouls each quarter.
And in this rules of this mix here, if you hit 5 fouls, you go to the bonus. Actually, you get 2.
Yep.
You get 2.
Semino hit 3 free throws in the first half. He was fouled on a 3. One more. Under 2 minutes to play, third quarter.
Every point counts in this one because it's, for the most part, a pretty low-scoring ball game.
10-point lead for Wichita Select. They will settle back into a 2-3 zone. Into the corner. Dribbling in, that's a tough floater. Hits the rim, and what a roll.
Nice roll.
Excellent job by Brian Hooper.
And they're doing it without Jefferson in the lineup.
Hooper's first bucket. Atwater into the paint. Kicks it out. How about the little guard kicking it out to the big man? Now the guard with the offensive rebound just missed the floater. Texas Elite down by 8. 1 minute to play, third quarter. That shot is short. Taviano with the offensive rebound. Battle underneath, nice board down low by both.
Boy, Taviano couldn't finish, so he had to use it with his offhand, the left hand, and went up too hard.
And it's a travel violation. Just a little off balance on the dribble and turn by Will Ancio.
Boy, it's only an 8-point game at this point. You'd think it'd be, the lead would be a lot larger because it's been like pulling teeth for guys' skills to get points on the board today.
Their 14 points this quarter is their largest scoring quarter of this game. They average 60 a game. Not there, last touched by Wichita Select.
You got to give Brian Hooper credit, number 2, because he broke down the defense. It's hard to do when you're playing 4 guys out and 1 guy in, but he found a gap in the defense, kept the ball alive, and got it knocked out of bounds. It's Texas ball.
Shot clock has 29 on it. Here's an open 3. Hooper off the mark. Weak side rebound ripped away by Ancio, and then a quick tie-up.
Yep.
Boy, getting his hands on it at the right time was Sterling Butler. Possession arrow to Wichita Select. 3-second difference between game clock and shot clock.
And Texas is going to pressure full court.
Let's see if Wichita Select can handle it. They'll get it to their point guard Atwater, and they threw it away. So now an opportunity for Texas Elite.
Sterling Butler, number 5, in the open court on Atwater, forced him a little bit to the inside. The ball was thrown to the outside, and there's a turnover. Wichita asking the officials here if the ball was deflected, and it wasn't.
It was not. Yeah, we had a clean sight.
Boy, they cannot buy a shot, can they?
Taviano. Ancio the rebound. He gets it into the hands of Strauss. Up ahead to Atwater. Shot clock is off. Here's a 3 in the far corner.
Whoa!
What a bucket
Shetler
by Eli Shetler.
He got another one from the right side, and they got it in transition. Atwater did a nice job of reversing the basketball.
A third quarter that started with an 11-point lead for Wichita Select, and they keep the 11-point lead. 8 minutes to play in the 13U U.S. Open Championship. Eli Shetler buries a huge 3. Wichita Select by 11. believe that? Right? Today's live stream, including audio, images, and all other content, are the sole exclusive property of USA Basketball. Any reproduction, distribution, or other unauthorized uses of the live stream without the consent of USA Basketball is strictly prohibited. We enter the fourth quarter of the 13U U.S. Open Championship. I'm Scott McCauley alongside Mike Walensky. Wichita Select with a 44-33 lead over Texas Elite Got Skills. Their best player has the ball. Cordelius Jefferson cannot hit the jumper. Battle for the rebound is loose. Into the hands of Jefferson. His pass down low deflected. Texas Elite manages to get it back.
Wow.
And a tough floater by Todd Birch Jr., the coach's son.
Tough shot in traffic, because I tell you what, Wichita really has that defense packed inside pretty tight.
Here's Strauss driving. He's knocked to the floor. Taviano picks up the personal foul. And Strauss will head to the stripe to shoot a pair. Now we will have to pay attention to fouls in this fourth quarter because Wichita Select already has one player, Caleb Brown, out with 5 fouls, leaving just one available player on the bench for Jeray Matthews.
Strauss has played fearless basketball. He's had an intent every time he gets the ball on the right side to take the ball to the rim. And this time he's making something happen, dropping down the first free throw, hopefully be able to hit the second.
And Strauss is able to make them both 14 points for Strauss, an 11-point deficit for Texas Elite. Jefferson was able to sit the final 2 minutes of that third quarter to catch his breath. Deep three, high rebound, and it's grabbed by Ancio. Strauss pushes it up to his point guard, Atwater. Atwater skips it over. Voth an extra pass in the corner. Here's a three on the near side.
Shetler.
Eli Shetler with his 4th three in this championship game.
I would say he's one of the best fundamental shooters I've seen from this age group. Boy, can he really stroke it.
Out top to Jefferson. No need for Texas Elite to panic. Taviano, tough floater, rattles around. How about that athleticism?
Boy, you have to get the ball to the rim, and they were able to do it to hang in the ball game here.
12-point lead. Strauss, that's a deep three.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Well, Strauss and Shetler are feeling it here today.
52-37.
The shooting percentage, we don't have it, but it's awfully good as they create an unforced turnover there, a travel on the far side. Percentage-wise, you have to figure Wichita is just shooting the lights out of it. Look at this one.
Watch the back-to-back threes. That is the 4th for Eli Shetler. And then Brady Strauss steps in to his 4th three. 11 on the game for Wichita, while there has been only 1 three hit by Texas Elite, and that was by Cordelius Jefferson very early on in that second quarter as he went on a 7-0 run at his point. And at that time, Jefferson Elite was starting to pull away. They led by a score of 19-17, and it started to rattle off some points. And then the final 2 minutes of the second quarter belonged to Wichita Select. A 13-0 run. And now they have really started to pour it on.
Yeah, and I think for Texas to get back in this basketball game offensively, they've got to get the ball to the rim. They can't settle for jump shots. They have just not been able to find the range. And if they go to the rim, they're going to draw some fouls. And they only have, speaking of Wichita, 1 player left on the bench.
This is a 17-7 run by Wichita Select after a game was pulled to within 5 by Texas Elite. Still plenty of time, especially with the 30-second shot clock.
Yep.
Two-three zone has worked out. Off the mark, rebound, battle for, and last touched. Let's see if it was off of Wichita Select. They're saying that it was.
Again, they cannot find range. They've got to get the ball inside, and Ancio is really creating some problems for them, the big man, number 0. Look at that.
Ancio blocks the shot attempt by Marshall Sherman. And now a foul in the backcourt on Todd Birch Jr. Into the backcourt to Atwater. Here's the block by Ancio that gives Wichita Select this possession. Atwater, high
Whoa!
teardrop off the glass.
Oh my goodness, everything's falling for Wichita. And that block by Ancio was with his offhand with the left hand. Pretty good defense by the big fella.
A 17-point lead. More from Wichita Select in transition. Atwater.
Wow, what a shot by Atwater because he had to go over the top of Jefferson. Great job. He's had 2 buckets now that have really been key for Wichita here in this 4th period.
Wichita Select has opened up this 4th quarter with a 12-4 run. Jefferson forced to put up the 3 off the mark. Rebound though, and the putback not there by Hooper. Rebound Sherman. He's done that well and cannot get it to go. It's been that type of game right now for Texas Elite.
Yep, they just have not been able to find range. And even when they come in towards the bucket, they haven't been able to finish. And Wichita has been just ramped up by this 3-point shooting.
Some pressure now by Texas Elite. Ancio puts it on the floor up ahead. Shetler turns, fires.
Oh my!
But I think there was a whistle. He stepped out of bounds.
Wow,
as he caught it.
That's the only thing that can stop
because
Shetler
that
from
was
scoring.
number 5 for him, but he just took a quick little turn and his foot hit the sideline.
Wow.
Sherman in the middle of the paint. Has to be strong going up against Ancio. Rebound, and that put back by Taviano.
That's what Texas needs to do. They need to go quickly, and they need to go towards the rim. Again, they cannot settle for jump shots because they can't find range at all.
Now Strauss just picked up the personal foul.
They probably missed their last 10 field goal shots.
There's Taviano at the line. I was looking at the scores table to see if they would signal anything for Strauss. That may be his 4th foul. You know, there's not much they can do about it. There's only one player on the bench, and right now it's Atwater, Isaiah Atwater grabbing the breather.
Yeah, it looks like there's a foul underneath. 21 for Texas. Marshall Sherman and Strauss were locked horns underneath, and I think 21 is Marshall Sherman's going to get the foul for Texas.
They will count the free throw. So Taviano is able to hit both. Ancio in the paint with the left. The good pass, really good pass from Jack Voth.
Yep, money right over the top of a shorter Sterling Butler.
And here's a ball knocked from behind, and then a whistle.
Voth and Jefferson battling on the floor. Here comes Wichita.
Good hands by Taviano, deflects it out of bounds. 4:14 to play, 4th quarter. It has been an explosive 4th quarter for Wichita Select. Voth, high arcing 3. Short rebound underneath by Marshall Sherman. Taviano open floor. Attacks, left hand too strong. Sherman board, put back. Not there, rebound Ancio. Taviano rips it away. Toth has it, has to be strong with it.
Yep, you got to call a foul.
And he'll get a foul.
You've got to call a foul on both. You cannot extend your arms protecting the basketball like he did. I know he's very competitive there, but when you extend the elbow, you're going to get a foul.
Yep, and with 3:51, we'll take the timeout with under 4 to play. Closing in on a 13U U.S. Open Championship, Wichita Select on top of Texas Elite Got Skills, 58-39.
What you heard, like the word to my, and I'm getting every word, every verb. Do something. like shoes on a muddy ground. Too smart with it, dude, try to dumb me down, but they get played like blues in a muddy cloud. Get you open and choose when to shut you out. Walk up in it like guess who? Try to dumb me down. I own it, I condone it.
I'm Scott McCauley along with Mike Walensky. We are at the 13U U.S. Open Basketball Championships at the Pacers Athletic Center in Grand Park, Westfield, Indiana. Under 4 minutes to play, fourth quarter, and Texas Elite needing to go on a significant run. Taviano three, not there. Rebound, batted around, picked up by Sherman, and he's able to put it in. That ends a drought for Sherman. He has had some looks down low, unable to get them going.
They finally got themselves a bucket, but they're so far down that in order to get back in this ball game, it has to be a lot of fouling, a lot of missed free throws. And there's one foul in the backcourt by Cordelius Jefferson on Strauss.
Yeah, a little push. And that will be the 5th team foul on Texas Elite. So you will send Brady Strauss to the line for a pair. He is 3 for 4 at the line today.
Played with a lot of toughness, and a lot of that toughness came from Strauss in the first half, and his movement defensively, and then in transition, he was determined to take the ball to the bucket and score.
He has 18 points. Short. Rebound grab by Sherman from Texas Elite.
Good drive by Taviano and a late push there by number 21, Marshall Sherman. These kids have to be very careful as we close out the basketball game. Be a little chippy out here.
3:06 to play, 59-41, Wichita Select. In front, here is Javian Taviano.
Scott,
real strong.
As I was watching one of the USA Basketball commercials, I spotted Coach Brad Stevens, Coach Greg Popovich, and former Fever coach Lynn Dunn, and can only think of Greg Popovich and Brad Stevens as native Hoosiers. Greg Popovich from Merrillville, Indiana. Brad Stevens, of course, from Zionsville. People around here are really proud of those two guys. Popovich, of course, the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs, and Brad now running the show with the Boston Celtics.
And Greg Popovich will lead the United States team into the Olympics, taking over for the successful run from Mike Krzyzewski. Under 3 minutes to play. There's a push in the backcourt. Oh, but 10 second, there we go.
Well, they got themselves a violation, maybe too late in the ball game, down by 17, under 3 minutes to play. This is a good test of skill to see if Texas can start getting back in the ball game with some shots.
They'll need to hit some threes off the mark by Jefferson. That's been the big difference. Just 1 3 in this game, and a traveling on Atwater. 1 3-point bucket for Texas Elite. $17-point deficit for Texas Elite. There's a drive, and it's good. Todd Birch.
They finally got another bucket here, back-to-back. The first time they've had consecutive buckets in well over 10 minutes of play.
And there's a foul, and Sherman knew it as he went up to get that ball. He knocks Kellen Simino to the ground, helps him up. Simino will head to the stripe to shoot a pair.
Coach Birch talked about trusting the process. You know, when you trust the process for Texas, it's how you finish the game. You know, do you put your head down and just kind of go at it half-heartedly, or do you really attack things to the last second? Let's see how Texas reacts here with 2.5 to go.
It has been a flurry of points at the end of the second quarter and third quarter that changed this game for Wichita Select. They closed out the first half on a 13-0 run. And after Texas Elite got to within 5, they closed the third quarter with a flurry, started this fourth quarter very hot, and it's been thanks to the 3-ball that they've been able to pull away and build this type of lead. Simino,
oh, that's a tough situation.
Good hustle going in there for that rebound. Him battling with Taviano.
Simino is a tough kid. Boy, he went down hard, and good effort by Jefferson to go after the basketball. Just 2 good basketball plays there, and unfortunately, Texas gets the foul.
2:22 to play here at Grand Park in Westfield, Indiana. First one is good.
Tell you, Coach Matthews still coaching hard for Wichita. And you take a look at Texas Elite. Todd Burge has to be a little disappointed, but I think his kids are finishing strong. They're working hard. And that's what you want from a team going through a process that it's all about development.
13U U.S. Open Championship. Jefferson, good little crossover and is able to finish.
Very nice job by Jefferson. They still go to that full court pressure.
Semino with the ball, 10 seconds to break it. Semino splits the defense, kept the dribble as he slid down on the knee. Here's a steal. Coach's son, Todd Birch, collides with Semino. And we've got a whistle as Taviano went up for the shot, and he will shoot a pair. Well, Mike and I have been here for the girls 13U championship, won by the AL Southern Stars 2023 out of Huntsville, Alabama, and it looks like Wichita Select will take home the 13U U.S. Open Championship.
Well-deserved team effort by this group of youngsters out here.
We want to thank Rob Lynch, Shea Goodpaster, Eldon Wheeler, Dennis Glover, the crew. Jake Morris helping with the graphics. Mike's got the replay, and of course Greg Mason, his crew from MTC Sports that helps put this on for USA Basketball and the U.S. Open. And it's not over yet. Look at Jeray Matthews, Wichita Select, wanting to have them finish out this final minute 45.
Here's a good shot on the left wing by number 6, Burleson.
Here comes some pressure.
Yep, Texas still fighting out there, and that's a great sign for Coach Birch and his ball club.
Well, Shetler has been unbelievable. All of his buckets have come from beyond the arc. 15 points.
Boy, he's putting on a clinic.
Well, he does not need a lot of room either to get that shot off. Atwater, Ancio, a little ball fake, goes up for the move. Nice challenge by Jefferson. Approaching 1 minute to play. Jefferson, the tank, the bump in air.
Yeah, good call. Ancio came back trailing to play and fouled him from behind. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. And again, those are the kinds of things you like to see with a team losing. Jefferson not giving up, still going after the basket, trying to score points. They got a lot of basketball in front of them, all these kids. There's no doubt about it. Just keep going.
And they have an opportunity to play here in Indianapolis over these last 4 days. They'll continue along this summer basketball circuit. Cordelius Jefferson. Free throw is good. And Wichita Select trying to bring home the 13U championship. Good quick hands to deflect that pass. Here's Jefferson trying to get to the middle of the court. Taviano fires the 3, and that is finally going down for Texas Elite. Just their second three-point made bucket in this game.
Nice touch by Taviano. He's been a good-looking offensive player for Texas, even though they're on the losing end. He's been very aggressive shooting that basketball, taking the ball to the rim from coast to coast. It's what Coach Birch wants with his ball club.
They have fired up many threes trying to get back into this game, and that's just the second one and the first since the first quarter to go down for Texas Elite. While Wichita Select, they've been able to hit multiple threes, including 5 of them from Eli Shetler.
Coach Birch was quoted as saying, there's so much basketball left to play, we're going to enjoy the ride, and certainly that's been a great ride for their ball club, even though they haven't won a championship here. They're going to come out of here with a lot of things that they've learned and a lot of good things that they've experienced here in Westfield through this USA Basketball Championship.
Jeray Matthews sends his 5 onto the floor. There's Will Ancio. Well, you win these games when you tip it up and you play on the hardwood. Because during pregame warm-up, you saw Texas Elite and their full roster, you're allowed to have up to 15 players going their warm-ups, and on the other side, Wichita Select with just 7 players going through their warm-ups. And they've had one of them foul out. Jake Voth trying to put it up, not there. Rebound Ancio, and he was fouled as he went up.
Ancio's been the workhorse for this Wichita team. I think he's been the difference maker in this ball game.
And he's played every minute in this game.
And you can tell his jersey is sopping wet.
He's the only member of this Wichita Select team to not leave the court. Ancio with double figures today, 10 points.
All these kids have great court awareness. It's not only a plus for them, but great coaching.
See the final 32 seconds in this 13U championship game. Jefferson stutter, can't get the finish.
I give Ancio a lot of credit because that kid is he's a beast coming down there in the lane, but he hung in there.
Settler has it, and he will be found. Oh, traveling violation, they say. So Texas Elite still applying some pressure, trying to get that basketball back for just at least one more shot with just under 15 seconds to play. Here's a deep three off the mark. Rebound by Shetler. And Wichita Select 2023 takes home the 13U U.S. Open Basketball Championships by a final score of 67-52. There's a look at Jeray Matthews, the winning coach. We'll hope to hear from him and a player from his squad as Wichita Select is a 15-point winner over Texas Elite, and they are your 13U U.S. Open Basketball champions.
Basketball has been a game changer for me.
It's helped me grow as a teammate and a leader.
By establishing standards for youth development, USA Basketball is making a difference for players of all ages.
Through education and training,
They're helping to make the game safer
and more fun. Make sure your child is taught the right way.
Ensure you're the best coach you can be.
To learn more, visit usab.com or download the USA Basketball mobile app.
Your champions of the 13U U.S. Open Basketball Championships, Wichita Select 2023, a 67-52 win over Texas Elite. Got skills. I'm Scott McCauley along with Mike Walensky. Pretty good 2 basketball games that we saw. And for this second one of the 13U Boys Championship game, this was a team, Wichita Select, that was hot and started to hit some threes, and they closed out the second quarter in a big way, the third quarter in a big way, and that seemed to be enough for them to have a very comfortable lead, and they played very, very well in the fourth quarter.
That was the difference maker. Texas, unfortunately, was not able to make shots in the second half of the basketball game, and Wichita really did a good job defensively. And Ancio in the middle, I thought, was the difference maker. His ability to block shots, his position on the court, his leadership really made the difference for Wichita. Texas got into a position where they started taking jump shots, and they just couldn't find the range at all.
They have 3 players in double figures. The young man holding the trophy right there, number 25, Eli Shetler. He hit 5 threes, and they came in explosive moments. Back-to-back threes in the second quarter, a part of a 13-0 run to build an 11-point halftime lead. And then he hit some critical threes in the third quarter where Texas Elite had it down to 5. And then this Select team from Wichita just started to go to work and started to hit big shot after big shot. Brady Strauss, number 21, was outstanding. He led the way with 18 points for Wichita Select in 2023. And we're going to have their head coach come on over and sit down and join us for just a moment. Jeray Williams, here comes Eli Settler as well. He'll have a seat next to us. Go ahead and have a seat. Eli, congratulations. Here's your headset for you. We'll talk with you first, then we'll get with your head coach who was a part of this. So you guys come into this championship game. Eli, what was the game plan for you? 3 balls. Congratulations to you and your shooting performance.
I was just going out there and shooting shots, just doing what I always practice. And playing with this team, it's nice because they have lots of good passers, and our coach makes us spread the floor to get open shots. And yeah.
How long have you played together with this group and some of these teammates you just won this championship with?
Well, we played since 4th graders or 3rd grade, I think. And we've always been good passers. And yeah.
And they found you today, and you were able to hit the threes and join with Mike Walensky. You don't need a whole lot of room to get that shot off, do you?
No. I just if they're going to let me shoot it, I'll shoot it.
How about that?
I got a thought beyond offense because you were fantastic.
You
reminded me of a Kyle Korver.
Yeah.
Based on that number, too, by the way. But defensively, I thought Ancio did a great job along with Brown. Does that give you a little bit more confidence around the perimeter to have those 2 big guys inside?
Yeah, and they're so strong. They rebound so many shots. Caleb got 19 rebounds in the game before this, and Will had 15. So if they can rebound the ball and block shots, our team does really well.
Before we hear from your head coach, how does it feel to have that around your neck?
Really good. It's a blessing to play in this tournament and with teammates.
That's great. Congratulations, Eli. Outstanding performance by you and your teammates. Congratulations on the 13U championship.
Thank you.
We'll grab that headset from him. We'll pass it over to his head coach. Thank you very much. And we'll have it come on over here. Here comes Coach DeRay Williams. Congratulations, Coach, on the win. We just heard from one of your great shooters that you had out there, but we also had to compliment the job that Ancio does and the big guys inside. Let me help you out there. You really had it inside and out going today.
Yes. Will Lancier has been playing phenomenal basketball this weekend. I think he's probably averaging 15 to 18 rebounds a game. And maybe 20 to 23 points a game. So he's been phenomenal for us, and it's really good that baseball season is over.
I've got a question for you because you play in a tournament here, 4 or 5 games. You have to be concerned about the legs on your team, and you only had 7 guys on your roster. What were your thoughts about that, and did that change your philosophy about who you played during the course of the game?
Most of the teams we've seen were really athletic. So we tried to just shrink the court. The thing we like best is maybe playing 2 games a day. Because in every other tournament, we'll start off really good, and then Sunday come and we might have 3 or 4 games. And with those 7 guys, it was a blessing to just play 2 games a day. And I think if this was Saturday and we had to play this team on Saturday night, we probably wouldn't have won. So the 7 was good. It was critical. My big man fouled out, and he's been out for 2 months, but he messed up his knee to qualify in this tournament. So he hasn't played since we qualified, and this is pretty much his first action. But it was good, and these been the 7 boys that's been with me since 4th grade.
Wow.
So it's nothing. It helps us. It keeps us together, and we always preach family.
One thing I've noticed, and it's my last thought, there's a lot of skill level out there for both ball clubs, but the one thing I thought that made a difference for your ball club was toughness. I thought there were probably 3 or 4 kids that you had on your roster that would just throw themselves at a bus if they had to.
Yes, and that's what I really love about those boys, because if I told them to run through the wall, they would. And all of them are football players, phenomenal football players. So I challenged them today with their toughness. Don't get punked, be tough. 21 Brady Strauss and Jack Volpe are both amazing linebackers, and you can't tell some games. And today they just brought it. They were so pumped up this morning to wake up and play. And we beat a Philly team yesterday. They were so pumped up to play, and so I just thought it carried over from Saturday.
To qualify for this, then to go through this and have the opportunity now to bring home the championship. I see all your guys over there, the boys, looking at their medals, carrying around the trophies. How great of an experience has this been for these 4 days for you and the Wichita Select team?
It's been a long 5 days, but it's been a really great experience. We were staying in Carmel, Indiana. A great place. We went to the movies. We went out to eat every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So it helped us, and I think this is the first time we have all dads on the trip. And so it all just gelled. And, you know, some are their wives and the moms challenge us, you know, to be together because they're normally the ones who's piecing things together and making sure everything gets the glue. But the dads took that on of a challenge, and it's been really great. It's been really great.
Congratulations, Coach Williams. We appreciate it. Congratulations. Safe travels back home as well.
Yes, sir. 10 hours. Thank you guys so much, and we look to be back the next 2 years.
Great. Congratulations. Thank you very much. He's got the 10-hour trip, but they will carry home the trophy and the medals with them as they are the 13U national champions, and now he has an opportunity as well to go over there and actually do some interviews with some local media. What are your takeaways from this? We saw 2 games, the 13U girls game won by AL, the Southern Stars, and then Wichita Select is able to get the win as well.
Well, what I've taken away is that USA Basketball is in really good shape because you've got great coaches and you've got kids who are really committed to be the best they can be. And I thought fundamentally in these 2 basketball games I saw things that maybe I don't see sometimes at the collegiate level or even at the high school level at both ends of the court, defensively and offensively. So kudos for these coaches and congratulations to these kids because everybody walks away as a champion.
Yeah, that'll do it for the 2018 U.S. Open Basketball Championships as the Wichita Select 2023 team. They are your boys national champions, and the AL Southern Stars 2023, they took home the girls championship earlier. For my partner, Mike Walensky, we thank you for joining us for today's game, and on behalf of USA Basketball, please visit usab.com to stay informed of all the great youth and national team activities taking place. Mike and I look forward to seeing everyone next year. Congratulations to all the participants and the champions. This has been a terrific event here at Grand Park in Westfield, Indiana. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday.